Hi everyone. In this video, I'm going to show you where to store images instead of storing it in locally. Or else sometimes we store it in a database right away as a blob, binary large object. I think by now you will be knowing all these things. Yeah. So we'll be storing it in S3 bucket. AWS provides a service called Simple Storage Service, that is only S3. So we'll create a bucket. From there, that URL, no, the bucket URL will get that the object will be stored in the bucket. So it's assigned a URL. That URL will be storing it in our database. If you want to get the image, from there it will make a call and you will get it back. It's quite simple. I'll show you later. Before that, we should create a S3 bucket. Before that, no, let me show the requirement which I have got here actually. Here, see, can you read the title? Store images in S3 instead of storing it in our servers. Summary: we are currently storing images in local server, which is causing an issue with performance as well as scaling issue, because our application now we have started getting more users now, so this is happening. Need to fix this as soon as possible. See, this is our requirement, because now our production servers started scaling. I mean, the users and all started getting more, because of which we are facing this issue. This is not a right way. Right now what we are doing is we are storing all the images in a local server. From there, that file location, we are placing it in database. Before that, right away, we used to store it in database. Even that is not a right way to do it. Even this one is also not a right way. So what we are doing is, now we want to make it to move to S3. So in S3, we are storing the images. That image URL, we are storing it in our database. Perfect. Yeah. So let's proceed. First, let me open my IntelliJ IDEA. Before that, we should have a S3 bucket. So we'll create a bucket over there. Let me log into my AWS console account. Can you see here? Yeah, this is my AWS console account. If I go to S3 service here, always make sure this region no close by. I stay in Bangalore, so this is fine for me now. Okay, let me create a bucket first. Let's name this bucket as bucket-cwc. For my convention, let me go with code which that's better, I guess. Let's not touch these things. This is the access control is, so we don't need to. Here it's important. For testing purpose, I'm disabling it. Ask your data team and stuff for all these things. Here, no, it's asking me to check this. Okay, fine. Let me not touch anything here. Even in advanced settings also, I don't need to touch anything. Let me create a bucket. So first step is done. We have a bucket here. Bucket hyphen code which this is my bucket name. It's important actually. So this is where you will see the images later. Each images will be assigned a URL. That's the name. That is only URL. I'll show you those things later in coding part. Before that, we should create a user to access this from my Spring Boot, correct? We should have access key and secret key, everything. Right away, we can't just access these things. So for that, we will create a user. Let me create a user called AWS S3. Okay, let me name it as user. Okay. See, this user should have a permission. For that, I will create a group first. Not sure, I don't remember. Let me see. Amazon S3 full access. Yeah, perfect. Can you see here? Yes. The memory power is not bad. Amazon S3 access. Let me name it like that. Okay. Instead of this, let me make it as AWS. Makes sense, correct? Create user group. A group is created. So now we can assign this group to this user which we are creating. If I click on next, a new user will be created. Can you see here? This user is created. Now, if you go to security credentials here, this is very important. See, come down here, you'll see access keys. Click on create access key. This is important. In our case, we are running my application outside AWS, correct? So I'm clicking that. If I click next, if you want, you can give a description tag value and stuff. We don't need to in this case. So yeah, can you see here access key and secret access key? Make a note down of these things. We'll be using this while doing certain configuration. So don't worry, this is not exposed. I'll be deleting it. So in my case, we don't need to. Yeah. I have a basic application now. So what exactly it has is like it has an entity called customer, ID, name, email, image URL. This is the S3 URL, okay, which will be storing it in MySQL. Other than that, this is the JPA repository stuff, just a normal interface. And then I have a controller, API/v1/customer. It's a post request, by the way. It has 3 parameters, correct? Multi-part file. This is the image, name, email. But we need URL, right? Image URL. How we are doing it? How we are getting, by the way? For that, this is basic customer service. It's just saving all the stuff, but we don't have image URL yet, correct? So for that, we will create a service, okay? Inside service, we'll create one more service. Public, it will return URL, so which is string. Let's say upload image to S3. Let's not make it complicated. Let's do this, okay? So we have multi-part file, that is the image. So let's name it as file. In fact, what it does is we'll create one more service called Amazon S3 service. Amazon S3 service. Let's annotate this with service. This needs Amazon S3. This should come from Amazon AWS.services.s3. Just remember that. Let me do a dependency injection using AutoWire. Just see here. Public, it will be returning a string. Upload image. What exactly we will give? We will give only multi-part file. There is a function in AWS S3 dot put object. We'll be using the first one. It takes 4 parameter: string, one more string, input stream, and object metadata. Let me explain these things. First string takes a bucket name. We know, right? What's the bucket name there? In my case, CWC underscore code with chai. Sorry, it's the other way, correct? YT CWC something we have it, yeah. YT CWC. So we need a file name, correct? How we'll get that? And that should be unique always, right? For that, we'll take the help of UID dot random UUID dot toString plus, let me just do this, file dot get original file name. This will be unique. So we have now bucket name as the first string and file name as the second string. We need input stream. How we will do that? So file dot get input stream. That will give you the size of your file. And new object metadata. This is just a metadata. You can show your like, or you can say your content like JPG. That's the media type I'm talking about. I mean, there's plenty. Okay, even worsening and all we can do here. Okay, why is it crying? Probably due to exception, I guess. Yeah, correct. This is just a normal exception handling. In production, we can make use of try catch and stuff. Okay, so I have this, correct. Now, Amazon S3 object. From Amazon, we'll get this. If I give my bucket name and file name, if I convert that to string, I'll be getting my URL. I can return this, correct? Yes. If I make an alignment, perfect. So now I'm getting my string image URL, correct? You're calling that from customer service. Let me auto-wire this. private Amazon S3 service. If I inject dependency from here, if I call this method dot upload image file, if I return this, why is it going the same? We need to handle the exception, correct? Let me add it to signature. So where this is called, that's important. I'm calling this here. So since it's not a static method, I should use the reference of it, customer service dot upload image. I'll be passing my multipart file here. Okay, correct? Yes. Let me use try catch instead of handling every time here. It will be IO exception, correct? We can try, actually we could have used try with resource, not a problem. Okay, so this will give me a string, correct? I have now. Now if I call my customer service, it's already saving, right? So not an issue. Now we can return response entity. Something is wrong with my, it's already loaded with plenty of stuff, right? So I guess, yeah. So return response entity dot okay, file uploaded successfully. So I come here, response entity dot status, http status, where is it? Yeah, http status dot internal server error dot body failed to upload. Now this should work. If we try, can I hit my API and see? Before that, we forgot configuration, correct? How are you talking then? This is my configuration. From my application properties, I'm loading access key ID and secret key. So this will be my access key ID. Let me import this, by the way. It's coming from annotation voila. And I think I can copy this. And if I rename this, so I have both the access key ID and secret key ID. Now I need a bean of type Amazon S3. You should always be careful while importing this. This should come from same, right? Amazon AWS services s3 dot Amazon S3. Perfect. Okay. So yeah, first we'll have a credentials, correct? New basic AWS credential. This takes both the access key ID and secret key, both. So I have a credentials, correct? Now if I return Amazon S3 client builder dot standard dot where my S3 is hosted, it's inside, which is that south, correct? Yeah, since I'm in Bangalore, nearby would be south for me, since it's hosted, the data center is in Mumbai, that's why. Other than that, with credentials, right away I can't pass credentials like that because it takes a other type of. Okay, AWS static credentials product. This is what it takes. If I give my credentials here, if I build it, it will give me an object of type AWS is Amazon and S3. So it should be bin because I want this during a run up, right? So now if I run my application, this should work. Let me see. Let me add this and let me just rerun it. I'll skip this part for you guys. Now if I run my application, this should not pose any problem. Let's see. Let me click on this. Yeah. Since I'm using Lombok, it's asking for that. Yeah. I hope it should not pose any problem. Perfect. It's up on server 8381. That's cool. Not a single error. That's good, right? We're going in the right direction. Let me open my Postman. Okay, it's up. Let me create a new request. Localhost 8081 slash API slash v1 slash customer. It's post request, correct? If I click on body, if I click on form data, if I click on, if I add a file, and it should be file, right? I think I have an image called test image or something in my desktop. Yes, it's there. Name, my favorite, Elon Musk. Key, let me, I think, email, trump.xyz. No. Let me just, Elon Musk. Perfect. Why is it throwing 8081, not 91? Sorry. Yeah. If I hit this now, this should work. Oh, damn. It's working fine, correct? If I go to my S3, this is my S3. Inside my bucket, we should be seeing this image. If I open, can you see here? This is cool, right? This is just a random ID, uid.random ID, we have used it, right? Yeah, this is the image name. So that it will be always unique. It won't overwrite. Okay. If I go to my database and see, that's very important, right? We need to cross check it, whether the URL is storing or not. So, yeah, this is my SQL workbench. You can use dbeaver also, that's left to you, but I'm okay with this currently. I have both, by the way. Yeah. If I go to my database called customer, yeah, this is the one. Customer, I have plenty. Let's ignore those parts. If I click on that, can you see here? Elon Musk at this. This is quite impressive, right? Can you, if I hover it, see YT-CWC, that's my bucket name. We are like hosting it in S3, so it's showing S3, and region is AP South 1. It's hosted in AWS, that's the part. And if you see here, 4F90A, that's the random UID part and test image. 4F90A, if I come back here, 4F90A, correct? We need this part later. While getting the image right, we need this because, see, this is my image URL. Where is it? Okay. Let me just create one readme. It's here, no? Let's not go till the help MD. Okay, let me create one readme.md here. If I come here and if I create a new file called readme.md for our sake, if I paste this, let's ignore the other part. Image URL in S3, correct? And if I see this, and if I come back and if I paste this, if I want to get the image from S3, then we need to remove this part, correct? Then we'll get that. So while getting image, we need to take care of that. In my next video, I'm going to explain you how we'll be fetching a image from Crystal. Okay, using Spring Boot application, same thing. Yeah, that will be a GET request, and it's quite complicated. Let me explain it in the next video. If you like this video, no, please do like, share, and subscribe. Okay? Thank you.